I still look like death on here. Like,
Yeah,
I don't understand. It's like my camera is just programmed for just death.
Do you have a light, Johnny? Turn it off vampire mode and put a little color in there. I mean, it's not bad if we're doing a vampire movie. We'll just say that you're sick, and then nobody will wonder.
Well, I am sick, but it's not sick that most people know.
It focused in on Johnny's crotch in case anybody isn't clear. Okay, guys, let's move off of crotch talk here. Let's talk about my lip.
This is Puck Around and Pod Out. We're sorry that you have to hear this.
By the way, the X screen thing, I loved it.
The XR?
The what?
The XR thing, I thought it was awesome.
I sent you guys the clip, all right? So the XR set's pretty sweet.
I loved it.
When Rachel and I were testing it a few weeks ago, Griff, you were there, I was wearing khaki pants, and the shadows from the khaki pants with the XR set, it is like it can't. It's not a family show. It's just not.
No khakis allowed.
No khakis allowed. You have to go dark pants. And I pointed it out, and I talked to Kroll today about it a little bit because he did like the XR set. But I go, it's not flattering. And Erin was standing there, and she said, well, or it's very flattering depending on who you're asking.
It focused in on Johnny's crotch in case anybody isn't clear. That's why, Johnny, you got to be like me. Just own 20 pairs of dark navy blue dress pants.
Yeah,
extra,
but I like my
not
khakis.
snug.
Well, mine are always extra snug. That's just how
Johnny,
I roll.
people used to ask me if I was a balloon artist because I'd wore such tight pants.
Okay, guys, let's move off of crotch talk here. Let's talk about my lip. So this right here, this side, it's not operating because I just had 2 cavities put in there. And let me tell you, boys, I've been lucky. I haven't had dental work in
hot yoga?
15 years, fellas. No dental work in 15 years, right? And apparently my luck's running out. They're saying I'm demineralizing. I need this SDF, like super duper whatever treatment. They were drilling forever. And I thought the gal, I didn't believe her at first, and then she showed me, see how big that hole is? We're not bullshitting you here. I'm like, okay.
So anyways, here's my question for you, so keep going.
My lip not working.
Okay, so potential stroke, but that's cool. Did they ask, like, could this have anything to do with the fact that you house 8,000 calories a day on the road between the plane and the arenas and the hotel? Could that have something to do with it?
Yeah, no, but the 14 Krispy Kremes, that's an issue. All the other food is no problem.
Riker, I want to know I want to see the actual teeth that it is. Show me the teeth.
So there was 2.
Yeah, get in there.
One is here and one is here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, overall, boys, not too bad. I'm pretty happy. The fact that I got all my jibs is good. They're fairly white.
Yeah.
And 2 fillings. And I'm on a heavy duty, what do we want to call it? Preventative maintenance deal now. I'm getting a prescription fluoride toothpaste. Pow! Suck on that.
Well, apparently that's what you've been doing.
Whatever, bareback.
Hey, Griff. Well, now we got to talk
Look
about
at his
the
smile. He's like this. When he laughs, when Riker laughs, it's like this.
Yeah, it's not working. Hey.
Hi, I'm Chunk Slow. Chunk Slow.
Hey, all right, we're going to ask Griff a question. Can we, when Riker said, pow, can we do the old Batman graphic on that? That would be sick.
As you wish.
And then we do need to bring Keefer's bareback comment the other day.
Front and center.
Yes, front and center. We're gonna need clips of that too. So make that happen, please.
Swimming. I was doing the bareback and the. We
love bareback.
You know what I mean?
That's not swimming.
Butterfly. The butterfly.
Oh, yeah, I bet you were.
In the river.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever swam in the river?
The bareback butterfly.
Oh my God.
Yeah, can I just ask, was there anything said off air about that comment? Because we were going absolutely nuts in the truck for that. We could not stop laughing.
Was there anything said off air? There was a text thread a mile long about it.
I don't know if this is bad. I tried to explain the clip to my dad and mom.
Bareback
and they
clip?
didn't know what bareback was.
I mean, that's
Well, first of all, hang on a second. Bareback is also a horse riding term. Okay?
No.
Yes,
no,
it is.
we were
Sure
talking
is,
about
buddy.
swimming. We were talking about swimming.
Have
Swimming
you
to
never been in a
bareback.
river on a horse?
It was sexual. Let's just be honest.
Problem
Well,
is, Keefe, you don't live on a ranch, buddy.
But I grew up barebacking horses. Or barebacking on
better.
horses.
That's not the term.
I
Hey,
was
Keefe,
barebacking.
you're trying to dig out of a hole with a shovel right now. It's great.
Yeah. So it'll be like when we had Millsy on, and you asked him about the 2010 Golden Goal. No,
But it was the most important question of the day.
It was. You could tell you were holding your breath when you asked it a little bit.
I didn't want to ask it, but hey, you would have told me if I couldn't, Johnny. And I think maybe it's good he talks about it. It probably, I don't. Enough
once
time
again,
has
I don't
passed.
know
It
that-
was fascinating.
Yeah. I don't know that he's gone into that deep of a description on it. And I know we're talking about podcast past, but I did have somebody stop me on the street in front of Hillstone today to say that he loves our podcast. Ooh. Loves our group. I'm just circling around Hillstone. I didn't even go in. I just circled around it all day.
Was that the same guy that tweeted that the last episode was the funniest podcast he'd ever seen? And was there
He
money
did
exchange?
that guy did like that one. That was pretty good.
Did you see the one, Johnny, where the guy wrote to us and he said, "Hey, my kid just came home from school and said
Yes.
that he's listening
Study
to your
session.
podcast and it's so funny and he loves it. It's his favorite podcast." And then he listened to it and he goes, "Woo."
Hey, what was the place that I
That
went
wasn't
to,
even a
Johnny?
bad one. What's that?
Well, I sent you guys a picture of the menu of where I was at. Broadway 10.
Yeah, Broadway 10.
I'm there again.
You didn't
know-
respond to any of us.
Well, I was just sending pictures. I couldn't be on the phone. I was talking, but Jared Polis was in there, just like hanging out. Mm-hmm. I thought there'd be a little more like security scenario. He was in there, shook a couple of hands, went outside to the black Tahoe. There was a police car behind him, and it was like, cool.
Governors are kind of like people. They're not like senators or they're like they walk around and do shit. They're not like
Deep Thoughts with Kyle Keefe.
no, you know how
Yeah.
senators have like aides and security.
Yeah.
Governors rocket. Me and Sully used to live across the street, the governor's mansion at 8th and Penn. And we lived on a rooftop and we had one of those soft tubs. Not like yours, Riker. This was a soft tub. It was just 6 feet wide. It was
Like
round.
the
It was
blue plastic ones that
Yeah.
are only like this deep? Yeah.
Yeah. And by the time we moved out of there, I would have rather have gotten inside of a.
Those are called kiddie pools.
No.
Hey.
This was big. Like you could sit.
Guys,
in.
I just had an idea. We should have a tub podcast out of the hot tub. All of us in there together.
That'd probably work well with the electrical equipment that we have.
Do you have? We'd have to put Johnny on the big seat though, like the one that sits high.
Every time. Molly, I just threw that
work.
out there. Yeah, I can tell that didn't get
Can't
good
wear
airwaves,
khakis
but
in the
whatever.
tub. That's all.
This is the honest God truth. To Riker's point about cavities. One time when I was a kid, I had to get braces, but I had a bunch of cavities. So I went in. The dentist pulled a bunch of teeth. I was getting ready to put the braces on and realized that he pulled the wrong teeth. He pulled.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he pulled
No
two of the
way.
wrong teeth. My parents were so pissed off. They're like, "We are gonna kill this guy. I mean, we're gonna strangle him." Well, he died in a helicopter crash the next day.
What?
Come on.
Yeah.
How do you have these stories?
This is, it's not even a story. It was, I walked around like this. We're going to get this guy.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
Okay. Did your dad kill him? Was that it? Did he crash the helicopter?
Dear Jesus. This man that layeth here before us, that talketh.
I thought there was a tie in there. I just assumed that it was you were leaving it up to speculation, and so I
No.
just figured I would just come
No,
out
he's
right.
he's
by
dead,
and say it.
and he's dead, and he's probably watching this podcast, and now you will be cursed by a dentist.
We've crossed every uncomfortable line.
We're getting them
on
all
that
out of the
note-
way before Wedgie gets in.
On that note,
Okay,
I hope he heard all of that. Oh yes. Yeah.
It's when all my gaming technology comes into play. I got my
I was gonna
Turtle
say, is
Beaches
that
on.
a gaming headset? Yes.
Yeah, he said wear AirPods or a gaming headset, and I'm like, I'm locked in.
Like, welcome, Princess Leia. Welcome.
I got
to
a backup in case my thing runs out too.
You look like Maverick from Top Gun, man, ready to go.
You need me, Goose? I'm going.
So I'm going to ask with the headset, it's obviously like goalie XR software or virtual reality software that you're doing, right? Like gaming, or is it like?
No, this is. I don't even know if I want to show you this. So this is Xbox. This is PlayStation.
Oh no.
This is Switch. You're on my gaming computer. You got it all right here. I can hack the Pentagon from my desk right now.
Wow.
What is your name
amazing.
online? Is your name online like Sword 98?
It used to be Triple Wedgie because we had two brothers, so I was the third one.
So I did hockey DBU today, and I did your brothers play hockey? Because I do feel like maybe there were some Wedgewood brothers that were
Mark.
that came up on
Mark
hockey
played
DBU.
in Bramalea. Mark's an '86 born, so he played for Bramalea for 1 or 2 years, and it's terrible, trash. But
Wedgie, will you do me a favor? Would you do me a favor and just please answer me like I just pulled up to a Taco Bell? So I'm pulling up to a Taco Bell and you're working. Here I go. Ding ding.
good. Or what time of day is it? I need to know the background.
Kiefer goes in the morning for the burritos.
Yeah.
So.
No, this
Good
is-
morning.
this is
Welcome
a
to Taco
2
Bell.
a.m.er.
Can I take
This
your?
is 2 a.m. or Johnny
2
Lau
a.m.er?
special. Here I go.
Yeah. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order, please?
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
Yeah. Do you guys have the special on the triple burger?
At 2 a.m., we don't make the triple anymore. Go home, sir.
Now, Wedgie, when you're gaming, are you shit talking like 14-year-olds? And
more shit talking
giving
to my
it to people?
teammates because I can't do it in the net, so I just give it to anyone I'm gaming with. I've probably only played, like, no word of a lie, maybe 10 hours since I've been traded to the Avs. Like, this setup it's not been used. Kids taking over, and
Kids will do that.
yeah, it's yeah. I miss it, but I don't at the same time. So it's like I used to bring it on the road and just bleed my eyes out because I don't nap before games. So now I don't do that
not
anymore.
everybody
I just got to
naps
kill time
before
for 4 hours.
Why don't you nap before games?
My personal kind of experience with it is like if I go for more than like 10 minutes, you might as well just sleep till tomorrow. Like I am just so groggy, and like cold tub doesn't matter. Like I just can't wake up. And then I don't know if it's just superstition in the sense of like I just find like sometimes you're battling through the first period, and then second you're like a little bit better, and third I'm a rock star. But it's like I woke up at whatever it is 3:00, and then now it's 9 and I'm finally awake again. So just a little bit of, I feel like if I go down for, I know they say like 30 and 90 are like your cycles, but I think over 10 minutes, my body's just like, hey, see you tomorrow. Like, just done with it.
That's actually, I would only sleep for like 15, 20 minutes. That goes against everything Riker believes in. God's honest truth for you. We had a guy, I'm not going to say his name, played for the Avs. He used to take an Ambien for pregame nap, and he would, and you said sleeping through the first period a little bit, he would get crushed at least 6 times in the first period. And then he would all of a sudden just like come out of it for the second and third. It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Are his initials TA? TA?
No, it's not Tyler Artis. No, we can. Well, I'm not going to name names, but he used to take an Ambien for pregame nap and essentially sleepwalk through the first period and get absolutely demolished multiple times.
Yeah, so we know he's not a goalie because he'd be on the bench by
not a goalie.
the time the period ended.
He was a defenseman. It's not me.
Wedgie, I still crush a 2-hour pregame nap as a broadcaster. That's how important it is to me.
Yeah.
But it shows by how excellent my broadcasting is. Okay, Wedgie, I'm going to start with a hockey question.
All right.
So I feel in today's world, everybody just wants that instant success, right?
Yeah.
And so if you look at your career, you're a 3rd-round pick as a goaltender. That's pretty sweet. But it really took you 8 years to become a solidified NHL goalie. So I'd be fascinated to know your story, the ups and the downs, and how it all came to where you're at now at 33 years of age, playing the best you ever have in your career?
Oh boy. Well, I mean, I think the main picture was just one, like, not opportunity, because I played a lot of games. I think my biggest kind of hurdle, or not even regret, was just when I got hurt kind of right in that 2016-17 timeline. Like, I had just made my debut. I had been, battling my way up and down through the American League, and actually it was right when Blackie, I think, came into the Devils. But I had played, I think it was like what year is it? Actually, you got it up here for me. There's a year right around the Albany right there. I think I had won.
Griff found the smallest font available.
Yeah. So that year I'm 14-3 there in 15-16. I'm 14-3, and most of that I think was in the first half of the year. Got called up. Jersey was struggling a little bit with goalies. Won my first game 2-1 against Columbus. Shutout Pitt. Took OV to overtime in Washington. I think we lost 1 or 2-1, 1-0 or 2-1, and then played Carolina. And then Schneider was healthy, and it was like coming back next year, training camp, battle it out. Kincaid had a contract, got sent down, and then I blew my shoulder out Halloween, and I was done. I didn't come back till May 1, and I got healthy, and we lost like the next game. The season was over, so I missed a whole year. And then as I came back the next year is when this all trading stuff started, and got traded to Arizona. And then it was just trying to find a job. Like, I think, like, I was kind of not peaking, but I was on my way to being like, okay, this guy can fight for a job. And then it was just a brutal injury, an entire year missed. And then you come back, and it was like, okay, now you're in a logjam. Blackwood's the new guy in Albany. Kincaid and I think Corey Schneider were the duo. And then it was just kind of like, all right, let's go to Arizona. And they were obviously pretty bad. And it was like, all right, let's go again, get there. Played some decent hockey on a tough team, and then it was trade LA. LA didn't want to use me. Okay, where can I go? And that's when, like, as a goalie, you're trying to play like almost, what if fortune teller. Like, okay, let's go to Buffalo because Allmark and Hutton at the time. Hutton had just signed his first starter contract. Allmark's first step into the NHL, and it was like, not hoping they did bad, but you're hoping they did bad because you would get a chance. And it was kind of just like, dissecting options. And it was like, if I go there, maybe I get an opportunity. And then I think that year it was like, I think Florida might have had a quick conversation in the summer of like, are you interested? And Buffalo was more interested. And then that year, I think Michael Hutchinson ended up playing like 20 or 30 games for Florida. And you're just like, I made the wrong choice. Like, you think of it now in that sense. Played the whole year with Roch, didn't get any NHL time. Signed with Syracuse, didn't get any NHL time. COVID happened. Get into the bubble as the third, win a cup. In that kind of third role, did nothing for it other than just be a good guy and take one-timers from the power play after practice. And then it was kind of like a fire got relit there. Cause like that time in Syracuse, it was just like, I can't find an opening. I had said to my wife, like, if nothing really happens here, I'm probably overseas around this time, maybe one more year. Scott Clemenson in Jersey, Fitzgerald, I had been there. I was like, hey, come back. Let's see what we can do. Went back for that COVID season with Blackwood, and the team wasn't good again. We were struggling. And then the following year was Corey Crawford came in and just hung him up. And he was just like, for whatever reason, I think he had some, brain stuff or head stuff that he couldn't get over. And it was just Blackwood and I. And then that year was a tough, COVID season. Come again, go into training camp, and then back to Arizona. And both times I went, they were 0-10-1, and we won our first game with me there. So funny enough, they're both actually against Hackstall. I started in Philly, beat him in overtime, and then Vejmelka started against Seattle, gave up too early, and I went in, and we ended up winning that one. So I brought that up to Hack as soon as we signed him.
Oh, nice.
let him know I got him.
Yeah, for sure.
And then so like that was kind of like the whole grind of it all. And it was, I never felt like, I was played bad. I didn't have a dominating AHL team. I didn't have a dominating NHL team. And then that second stint with Arizona, we were looking just to sign another deal and be like, listen, I'll give you everything I got. Just give me a contract, to stay there. And I got on the plane in San Jose one time a couple days before deadline. And it was just like called up to the front, like, hey, we just traded you to Dallas. And I think Holtby had gotten hurt a couple of weeks before. And that was kind of like the first, like, here's a job. And got in there, and that was kind of even for me. I remember talking to Ottinger, and he was not young, but he was just getting started. And it was, dude, I want a starting job, but I don't want your job. I just want to get in here. Like, just let me get my player card. It's like the tour, right? You get a player card, you stick around for a while. And that was like the first, kind of, green light in Dallas. And getting that and then signing a 2-year, $1 million deal was like everything I had dreamed of. Was like, just give me a one-way contract, all the weight off the shoulders of like, let's play for 2 years, enjoyed it there. And then, going into that second summer, just, money wasn't there for any kind of raise, just the way they were looking at it, and all fair. Like, it just kind of was. I was hoping just a little bit, worked for 2 years, thought the $1 million deal was great and a little bit more, and Nashville gave it. And then you guys came calling, and you've seen what I've been able to do since getting here. But that's kind of like the whole gist of it. And then with like I felt like I've always played similar, right? Like, you get smarter, you get more experience, you do that kind of stuff. But it's like every time I step on the ice, it's not like all of a sudden I traded for Colorado and you had an epiphany like, oh, if I raise my glove higher, I'm going to stop every shot. Like, it was nothing like along those lines. It was just opportunity to play. We talk about it in that kind of that backup role. You play every, whatever it is, back to back or 6 games, sometimes with starters. I remember I joked with Jeff Reese, goalie coach in Dallas. I had shut out LA in like January 15th or something. And then I had the next start February 18th. And he was like, hey, like, you're coming off a shutout. Like, do what you did last game. But coming off a shutout was a month ago. Like, yeah, it was my last game. But, and so there's like that hard set to go in there and be elite. You got the short end of a stick on a back-to-back. Team might be tired and you got to go in there and steal a game. And I love anytime I got in the net, but it's just like, you guys saw at the start of the year, I think someone had written something I had been sent that it was like every time I started like 5 or 6 in a row, I've had over a 9-10 or something in those. So it's like, it helps everybody when you play more.
I'm curious, Wedgie, now, because you're kind of like a fine wine, right? Like, you've gotten better the older you've gotten. What has it been like this year? 14-1-4. The team is an absolute buzzsaw. For you and for Brittany to sort of experience on top of the mountain.
It's just been fun. I think, when Blackie went down, it was like, you get a couple here, see how long it takes them, whatever. It was, anytime you look at it, it's never like, oh my God, like, heighten all your senses and take control and steal games or whatever. It was more just like, I get to play. And it was like, if I go out there, give these guys a chance to win, get their feet wet, we're going to have a great team to kind of pull stuff. And then, for my wife and I, like, she's kind of like the wife from Warrior, right? She like turns her phone off when I'm playing. Like, it's funny. Like, I remember I got stretchered off in Florida on a back injury in Dallas, and like everyone was like, hey, we're trying to reach Britt, we can't get her. And then she turns her phone on, she got 80 text messages like, is he dead? Like, she's like thinking I had a shutout, and everyone's just like, he's okay. And like, so she had her, she's got those, but she's gotten better. It brings Scarlett for the start of the game and stuff. But it's just been, I try and, I'm a realist, but I try and turn off the noise of like, oh, like, you're leading in wins, oh, you're potentially in the mix for Team Canada. Like, that's all awesome. But if you go into the starting of a game and you got, power and all these backstories and stuff, which I felt like I had, right? Like, I remember in Jersey before I think that summer, the year before I got traded, it was like, if I finish these last 6 starts, I could get a contract over, $1 million. And it was just like, not going to happen regardless of how well I did. And it was like, I gave all this power to like the back of my mind of like, I got to go into this game and crush it and like get a 40 save shutout. And then like the game's about to start and you're like, what if I give up 8? Then what happens? And you have like these two extremes, and it would just be like, how, like, why am I? And I hired somebody, and it was just like, we talk more, and he's like, your brain can't comprehend the two extremes. Oh, I need a 45 save shutout. Well, you can't control if they take 8 shots or 45. And then you're going to give up 8. It's like, when have you given up 8? You're probably pulled by the time you give up 8. Like, so it's just like, what's wrong with 2 on 25? And then they score on you. And like, oh, 2 on 25 is a good night. You're over 900 in this league. That's the new average. Like, and it was just like going to the game. You're like, okay, now I'm not, on 2 ledges on different sides of the world. And that kind of was an older experience thing that helps out.
That's fascinating. Wow. It's cool to hear that, because it's like, as a player, you go into a game and you're like, oh, you're going into the game, and then all of a sudden you're like, but what if I fuck up in the first minute? Mm-hmm. Right? And it's like, those are the things that they get in the back of your head. And it's cool to hear you say that, because from a goaltender's perspective, it's, similar but different. I guess you touched on it a little bit, but one of my questions is, obviously you were added to the Team Canada kind of big roster, potential, possibility, I guess. my question is, like, has that ever crossed your mind? I guess prior to the season starting, I know, playing a bunch of games, playing really well, team playing really well, obviously helps that. But did it ever cross your mind? And how much would it mean if Team Canada came calling in the next few weeks and said, hey, we want you to be in Italy, if the rink's ready.
yeah. See if there's an ice surface first. No, honestly, like, you go back in August 1st, be like, hey, Wedgie, like, come Thanksgiving, you're going to be one of the 5 or 6 options. You'd be like, okay, like, cool. Like, I'd probably laugh with you, and not any disrespect to myself. It's just, the storylines that people will create. And it's like, the same thing that as Blackie dealt with going into the playoffs last year. It's like, oh, like, he hasn't played any playoffs. It's like, okay, well, BJ's never been a commentator and analyst, but no one was like, he's going to be the worst analyst ever going into it. It's just, I get it. There's storylines and things you got to, talk about because there's things to talk about. But, no, I think, anytime I step on the ice, I feel like I can win the game. It's not an instance where it's like, we're playing for Canada, we're playing for the Avs, we're playing for Arizona. Like, there was the same approach, the same, warm up, the same everything. It's just like, you have a team that controls puck a little bit more, you're going to win more games. That helps a goalie. You don't give up 6 breakaways, you're not going to get, those chances against it. It helps everybody. So, no, I don't think it crossed, but obviously, I think it's kind of a similar story to when I made the World Junior team. Like, I wasn't on the radar at all going to that season at Plymouth, and I think it was something, similar. I was 12-1 or 12-2 to start the season, and all of a sudden they're like, hey, you're coming to World Junior camp. You had Mark Byzantine, Louis Domingue, Tyler Bunds, all, just from looking at them, like, oh, these guys are, way better than I am, stat-wise, sheet-wise, career to this point, played a lot more games. You got on the ice and you was like, try and score. Like, it wasn't like you were intimidated by it, and I wasn't in there being like, I'm going to crush all you. It was just, I'm confident, I'm going. This is, what I do and what I love. And then all of a sudden it was, we got through camp and you're sitting in the room, and I was rooming with Tyler Bunds, and it's like the phone's going to ring at 10 a.m. and they're going to say, why'd you come down? Or Bunds come down? And he ended up answering the phone, and just in my head through the whole camp, I'm like, I don't even know if I got scored on. Like, let's go. And it was just like a weird, stomach through heart feeling. I'm like, I got this. And, I kind of have the same thing right now. It's just been, I'm feeling good. I want to help. And if they make the call, they know, I think, what they're going to get. I think Pete DeBoer had me in Dallas. He knows I'm a gamer and I'm going every night. If I'm not even playing, I'm giving it all in practice. So, be obviously a dream come true for anybody. But I'm trying to keep it as, Avs focused as I can right now with what we got going. And then if the phone rings, the phone rings. It was funny when Doug Armstrong called, he's, we're, interested in putting you on the list. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'd have a problem with it. He's like, you got a problem with it? I don't think I'll have a problem with it. I think that's allowed.
I'll find it in my schedule if need be.
Yeah. And we were having a baby, planning on having a baby close to the end of January. So I said to my wife, I got a fail safe of really good stuff if it doesn't happen, because I'll be in dad mode for the baby too.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Awesome. I'm curious because you're so focused, Wedgie. Like I watch you do the eye exercises and the stuff that you do pregame. I'm curious, do you listen to any music? Are you listening to like Bocelli or Godsmack, Metallica, country? Is there a certain type of music that you listen to on the bus or in the room?
Honestly, I've stopped. I used to Sue's meetings with that. I'd put in my headphones and I'd go into my own corner and try and do it all. And I'd had a hockey playlist and certain songs. And that was kind of where that conversation came in of like, what am I giving power to? And that was kind of where I was just like, I can't control all this. It doesn't matter if I'm listening to, AC/DC right before I go out. Is that a good game? And then the next game you got to listen to AC/DC. What if your phone dies? Like, it was just like kind of that stuff. So now, like, honestly, like I'll be on the way to the rink reading my book on my Kindle and just kind of chilling, no music, talk to whoever. My routine has been the same. And I think, honestly, what this all really comes down to is consistency and just my approach. And when I got to the Avs, I had some, I think, not gear issues, but just I'm a tinkerer, right? So it's like one day I'm on the ice in Dallas and it's 2 knots. The next day it's 0 knots on my toe tag. The next day my straps from my knee below, my pants and chesty are tucked in, they're tucked out. And it was like every day it was just kind of, I'm looking for something. Like I always felt like I was a little bit uncomfortable. And then it kind of really clicked. I shortened my pads. Like I can get a little bit more on the LDS that the league allows you, but I don't want it. I cut my chest protector and, it fits into my pants a little more. It doesn't bulge. I used to get caught all the time. And it ended up just kind of working when I got to Colorado with Donnie. We had just I tightened my leg channel, my pants. I just went back to the original toe tie I had played most of my career with without changing it. And I don't think I've really changed anything since I got back from that injury last year, right around Christmas time with my back. And I don't know what it was. I think February of last year, January, March. I don't remember, but I think we've lost 2 games in regulation with me between the pipes. And obviously it doesn't really happen with that, but in my own head, it's just like every day I get on the ice now, it's the same thing. And I was looking for so long. And, I used to have goalie coaches come up to me and you skate around the rink when practice starts. Like, what's different today? And they were like looking because I would talk about it. Like, I'm really close to the Delkovich in the summer, and I have pictures of my garage. I got 13 sets of gear and all my helmets and jerseys, and I would just tinker. And I was always just looking for what could be. It's always a give and a take. You got more toe tie, you get better post connection, but then you can't push as well. And then it's like you have tighter pad, looser pad. So busy mind, ball of yarn, and now it's just been.
Buddy, you're like me.
Now I'm in a darkness retreat.
Yeah, so I'm a serious hypochondriac. So if I have
no, come on,
if I have a little burp or a hangnail, I'm calling the proctologist, the urologist, the cardiologist, anything that ends in ist. I'm calling them because I think something's fucking wrong with me. I'm like, I'm dying.
Yeah.
Wedgie, once every 3 weeks, I get a call in the morning, and he's like, "Well, I almost went to the hospital in the middle of the night last night." Once every 3 weeks. And what was it? It was 2 days ago. You said you almost went to the hospital 2 nights ago.
Yeah, because I woke up and the side of every one of these teeth was killing me. And that's I either have a spider going out the side of my face, a nasal infection, or a brain aneurysm. It's one of the 3.
Okay, I got another question for Wedgie Keefe. We don't need to hear about your proctologist issues.
This is not
just a little Advil, cold and sinus. Get rid of that sinus. You're good.
So, Wedgie, in your life, have you ever seen a forward toe pick in the shootout and absolutely mow you over like your old teammate? Philip Forsberg that guy's a tank, right? Like he's heavy.
Yeah.
And he runs you over. Take us through that, and then the whole concussion protocol. And what did he say to you on the ice?
Well, it was just, and I've said this to the media, like he's awesome. So I had seen some stuff, and my buddies all sent stuff to what happened. I'm like, he's not out there to plow me over and take me out of a hockey game, let alone to plan that as a forward is, I don't even know how you would, set it up, right? Like if he chucked it into the corner and then cross-checked me like it was the 60s, it would be a different thing. But no, he pump fakes as a righty, goes to his backhand and cross body leaning forward, is trying to get puck on net and lift it. And ice was bad that night. Like I've cut my skates at 5/8 forever. And I said or 9/16, and I said to Donnie, I need a little bit more. And he moves me up in between the first period, and I never change it. So it was like ice was bad to begin that game. And then even Netchi, if you watch him come in, he takes that shot, he kind of dips and then he looks behind him and it's like, he's sunk too. But no, it was just, I'm watching the puck, so I turn my head to my blocker side, puck misses, and then all of a sudden I'm just getting crushed. But oddly enough, the hit had no effect other than, the last week I've been fighting a little bit of a back issue going into that game. So it was more just like, oh God, I just took another hit. And like I'm grunting that back out. And he's just like, oh shit. Sorry, Wedgie, you good? And then 4 refs have nothing to do other than come and look at me too. So then you got everyone over me like I'm waking up from a coma for 6 years. And, they're like, you good? Take your time. And then, you're laying there. It's like you're just born. Like everyone, like it's open my eyes. I'm like, oh God, I'm just grunting. And then, Matt Sokolowski comes out and I wave him off. So I'm just like, I'm good. Like just feeling my back out. Then Stammer comes in and shoots, so I go through that one, and I didn't feel anything. I don't know if maybe they thought I was off balance or something, but I didn't feel anything there. And then, we're waiting for Landy to go, and all of a sudden I saw them go to the bench. I'm like, I don't know if this means headphones or if this means concussion, but usually it's headphones. But I was like, there's no way they're spotted calling that, because I'd seen the replay and it almost looked like my head had hit the ice, right? But I thought I did a good job keeping it up. So the ref just came over. I'm like, dude, you didn't really hit me in the head. It's just my back's hurt. Like, I don't know if the NHL spotter office knows that I've been dealing with a back injury, right? So he was just like, it's out of my control. Like it goes from the spotter in-house to the spotter in New York. And I guess in that, two guys conversation. Stamkos had already shot, and then they had said like, okay, with that contact and stuff, call him out. And then we were kind of joking in the room, like, what happens if Blackie goes in there? So Landy scores, shootout continues, guy comes down, goes left, right on Blackie rips his groin open.
Right.
And they miss. Right. And then he can't take the next shot. Do they wait for me to do my scat 5, or do they, dress the e-bug in the time it takes me to do my scat? And we were just kind of saying too, like, you can't really do it, but does Landy go in and just like, pass it off Saros's pad and be like, this is not worth Blackie's groins right now if Wedgie is hurt. So it's like, you got, but as a goalie, like, if Blackie goes in there, he was joking. He's like, I wasn't going to move. He's like, I wasn't going to move. But, like, if you go in there and you make a save.
He's not going to move, yeah.
Yeah, he's probably better off not moving. What are you going to do? It's a walrus. It's I call him that Enterprise commercial. Just throwing him fishes. But yeah, so I mean, watching it after and really looking at it, it's like, yeah, he does, compress my chin and stuff, but all my issue was the back, but you can't relay that to them, right?
Yeah, Bedsy's reaction was actually like, he just looked at the ref and just started shaking his head. And then you could see Prater was pissed. Like,
I don't know if I've seen the coaches, but
oh yeah. It was pretty funny. Wedgie, I got to ask, so we're all girl dads here. Since
really? I didn't know that about you guys.
Yeah. We're all girl dads. I mean, this a little bit plays into it, but having a kid and like, how much has that changed you as just looking at kind of hockey and like the big perspective? I just remember late in my career having a daughter and like our first kid, and just you walk away from the rink and it feels like everything disappears. Has that played into a little bit of kind of how just comfortable you've been over the last year plus or so since you guys have had the kid?
Yeah, 100%. I think, just, it's so fun. Like, we were just, she woke up, what was it, 2:30 when I got home, and give her milk or whatever. We're sitting there and throw a Christmas movie on for, 15 minutes, and she just leans into you. And I said to Britt, I'm like, get your phone. I need this. Like, I need this photo. Like,
so good.
But yeah, no, you go home, and I mean, obviously people that have them can attest to it, but it's the coolest thing ever. And I think like the funniest thing to me is just like, like nursery rhymes and singing and stuff that like, since I was, I don't even know, 5, probably the last time I started singing nursery rhymes, maybe a little bit older than that, but it's like, you're rediscovering the world, which is like the coolest thing for me. And like, yeah, you protect her, and I play with her, and I've put foot in mouth a few times. We go to like a gym class here or whatever, and the teacher's like, oh, like, let's do a somersault or whatever. And she does a somersault. She's like, oh, she's really good at it. I'm like, yeah, I beat the shit out of her at home. And they're like, Brit's looking at me like, you can't say that in a public setting. I'm like, I'm not obviously beating the shit out of her. So like, and my mom's run a daycare. She's retired now, but out of our house, just neighborhood kids for like 40 years. I don't know, she's probably 60, 80 kids she's watched. So like, my whole childhood was other kids. Like, and it was, we'd come home from school, and my brothers and I were employees technically of just entertaining kids, and our whole house was like just a jungle of toys and stuff. So I've relished in it. I think Britt gives me credit, but it's, yeah, like you said, it's awesome. And then we're talking now about 2, and it's just like, I don't know, like everyone, you can love them the same, but I'm like, how are we gonna do this with 2? Like, I love Scarlett so much. Like, how am I gonna split time and do it all? And I'm like, I get everybody does it, but just like looking forward another whatever it is, 6 weeks, it's like, this seems like it's going to be an impossible task to give them both the attention you want.
Do you know what the next one is, boy or girl?
Yeah, we do. It's been out there. I mean, I could probably tell. My wife's been waiting forever to tell everybody, but we're waiting on a mask to be painted, and I don't know where it is. So I'm going to wait to tell you. The mask should be shipped in here. So we got
I was going to say,
another version of death. Yeah, why not?
Come on.
Let me yell down to her.
Yeah,
Rick, come up here.
Good day.
Oh, geez.
Hey,
but yeah, no, it's unbelievable.
For a few more here, Wedgie, but I have 5 questions that I wanted to rip at you, and let us know what you think of these. What's your ringtone right now?
Oh God, it's just one of the standard options. I didn't pay iTunes 50 cents or anything recently.
Like a.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even have a ringer on, so I don't even know what it is. I don't know if I've ever really taken a call.
Do you have any scars?
Yeah, I actually took a puck through the mask here. Not through the mask, but like a compression compression shot. I think Phil Veroni in the American League just hit me right on the
Oh, that
button
guy
and the
could
mask.
rip the puck.
Yeah. Came down on the wing, just ripped it, and I kind of took it because I had to duck because it was right there, and I think just a pressure cut split me open. I was an idiot in Plymouth trying to take
Was
grip
he in
tape.
Roch? Is that right? Was he in Roch?
I want to say it was Philadelphia's farm team at the time, but I was a dummy in Plymouth and juniors, and I tried to take grip tape off of my paddle with scissors and gave myself a nice floppy finger for a little bit.
Ooh.
And then as a kid, my two older brothers, I got eye cuts and stuff, mini sticks, head through walls. My brother one time shoved me, head went through a wall, and we had one of those like plush little like kid toys, and we put that in front of the wall for like a week, and my mom was cleaning one time. She goes, "Which one are you?" And like they're putting our heads in it to see who fits. Like, I'm like, they got me. All right, my bad. Yeah, that's about it. Nothing. And then shoulder surgery. I have some plasma anchor scars in the shoulder, but nothing crazy, I don't think.
All right. Other than hockey, what's one thing that you're really, really good at?
Really, really good at? Oh God. Honestly, people have said training my dogs. Like my dogs, and they'll sit down and snap my fingers, and they said I don't need any verbal commands with them. I was a little harsh on my first one because I never had a dog, and I was just like, not harsh, but just in the sense of, like, I didn't like licking, and my wife was like, so now like people come over and like, can you give me a kiss? And he like doesn't lick. He'll just like stare at you, and then my second dog like looks, but it was just like I didn't like it in my face, and I was just like teaching him like around my face no, and then he just be like, I'm not gonna lick. So I feel for the guy now because I'm like, like still gonna be a dog, but it was just like I was so, my wife was like, I need one for like protection and stuff, and I'm like, you just want to cuddle one when I'm on the road, like I get it, but no, they're really well behaved, but really, really good at. I mean, 5 years ago I would have said video games, as I was telling you guys at the start of this. I got a supercomputer desk in front of me here with all the options.
That's impressive. I mean, you must be a super dog whisperer given the amount of games that you have. What's your all-time favorite song?
Oh God. All time?
Like, are you a country guy? Are you a rock guy?
Wow. Yeah, I do like, honestly, One Man Band by Old Dominion I really like, but off the top of my head, that's hard. Like Life is a Highway by Rascal Flatts, that comes on, my mood's up.
How does that go? Can you sing it for me? How's that go?
No, I can't. You're not dating me.
Don't bite.
I don't know if there's video footage of it, but I did perform Smash Mouth's All-Star in my grade 5 talent show. So
nice.
Thankfully it was before smartphones. Yeah, you can do it. I'm not doing it. You guys got the band cover in the background. You're the singers, not me.
So it's not Colorado Wagon then, Wedgie?
What did you think of the band? The honest opinion. You've got 2 of the 3 members of the band here and the band manager. What did you think of the band?
This is a school of rock. You got the band manager. Like, you get a really important job.
I just told them I felt left out, so they made me the manager. Apparently, even though
there you go. You make the T-shirts.
So, yeah.
No, I put it on the day after I came back, and we have that was it the DAZN or whatever is the new app for the year. I put it on, and I had to rewind the lumberyard part and stuff to make sure I heard what you guys were saying. But you got it done, I'll say that.
It's finished. It's a finished product.
Yeah.
All right, last one for me, and then whatever these guys want to do. But what's your honest opinion of this Altitude broadcast group? These dudes.
Oh, I was going to ask that. Do you ever just sit there and go, "These guys are idiots"?
Yeah.
You know what's actually funny is like when I was on other teams, we'd play you. When we were on other teams, I'd play you guys. I'm like, these guys are such homers. Like, I made so many 6 saves and they will not give me credit. Like, it used to drive me nuts. Like, we lost today to Arizona and guys all had the flu. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I made like 7 breakaway saves. Wedgewood was terrible. We never hit the net. There's 37 shots. No, it's all, you guys are entertaining. I said that the other day. My dad always chimes in. He's like, you're always doing something. It's so funny, like going. So, no, they're loving it. I mean, the unfortunate thing is we never get to hear it, right? You get like the quick highlight calls and stuff. So, but when I'm done and I join you guys, we'll have more fun.
That's
you
the next
go.
question.
That was my
you're-
next question too.
You're a natural. You're a natural.
Yeah. Are you obviously you've got a solid runway of playing days ahead of you, but is media the next thing? Because one, listening to you when you get interviewed is awesome, and two, like you just seem like such a natural. Is media the next thing?
Honestly, everyone says it. Like since I've been interviewed for like maybe since my pro career started, they're like, "Oh, you talk well. You can actually like dumb it down." But I don't know. My thing is like I would like to do it. I would not have any hesitations, but I just don't know if coaching is also in there. Like I just love like seeing the game, right? Like I feel muted a little bit as a goalie. Like even before that Seattle game, it was funny. I was talking to Prater and I was just like, hey, like the way they layer in their D zone and sit D off their weak sides. Like if we get any passes east to west, like take a one-timer because Grubauer's screened as he turns his head by his own D-man. Nate scored on it hit a guy, but then Gerard's goal was a one-timer screen, and then unfortunately, like I gave myself credit, but the power play was a weak side pass one-timer and then came around the other side. But I was just like, I look at the way they play and I'm like, how do we score? That's my entire job is to stop us from scoring. So I'm like, come ask. Like let me like create like you got skill coaches, like why is there not like a how-to on this goalie? We do it before playoffs. You sit there and you got every goal that the goalie you're playing is given up during the year, and you try and like look at little things. And you're on a power play playing a guy who likes to reverse. Like it's hard to get to middle. You got a guy that sits a little bit deeper and he doesn't use his stick low blocker. Let's POP on some rushes. Like there's just like that stuff that I see and I try and bring up. Like I love the game, obviously, in the visual of it. I think I can break it down and see, but I don't know. I'm like, do I want to spend that much time at the rink though when I'm done after doing it for so long? Is the other side. I feel like they spend more time than we do now as being a coach.
Way more. Yeah.
We'll cross that hurdle when we get there, but I don't know if I can do it from the comfort of my own home. I feel like media might work.
The wine cave, that's the key. Just do the wine cave.
Well, speaking of seeing the
I really
game,
love my job, Wedgie, so I think play as long as you can, and I highly recommend coaching. That's my thoughts.
You think I'm coming for yours? I don't know. I'm gonna need a cool backdrop though. I'm looking over your guys' heads. I'm like, what do I put in my backdrop? I got 37 masks I can put up from being traded.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's actually cooler than anything we've got.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about seeing the game real quick because I found this from the 2011 World Juniors that you were playing in. It seems like you were seeing the game pretty early in your career here. I just want you to take a look at this.
Is this me doing a front flip over? This is my D-man days.
Ripping passes up.
Yeah, I don't have that in my bag anymore. I changed my curve. I remember that's actually one of the first wedgie chants I've ever gotten. After that game was like 5-0, and the entire rink at it was Rexall, right? I think it was Rexall, Edmonton's old one. Entire rink was chanting wedgie. It was unbelievable. But no, I think like, obviously when you're a goalie, like I was taught early to like check off, and every time a guy turns his back on you, you see numbers. Like same thing as like a D-man or you're forechecking, right? You see numbers, you pressure and back them off. And when they be in the zone, like I don't know how much the camera's on me as guys are obviously going around, but like they make a D-to-D pass and like, okay, that pass just went, but then my head's back behind. It's like, okay, are we beat off the wall, or did they have a step on us? As they roll up, the guy that just cycled the puck, did he come behind the net? Like there's all that, what if? And it's like, if I've said it before, like if you're surprised you didn't see it, and that goal in Nashville where they went up late before we tied it, I couldn't find the puck, and like I watched the goals back, and I'm like, yeah, I was surprised because I couldn't find it. Like you just look surprised, and it's the same thing. Guy makes a quick pass, and you're like, oh crap, that guy was there. I think the other night, Boldy scored late in Minnesota against Ottawa, and he had like come in on a rush, fell, kind of skated up the wall, and then they got the puck at the half wall and passed it to like his butt was on the wall. And he one times in the Marilainen, I think is how you say his name. He was just like, what are you doing over there? And it's just like that stuff is how we get scored on now, because it's just like, that's so dumb. Like that's like, it's not you come in and rip it under the bar like good goal. It's like, Jack Drury in Nashville shoots it off a stick, hits Haig's leg going 8 feet wide and goes in the back of your net. And you're just like, this is how I'm giving up goals now. Like as, a Noonan sitting there. So there's that side. But yeah, I mean, I love it. Like I think it through. I think, I don't know, I wish you could get like a brain scan as it's going. I'm sure there's, I'm sure McKinnon's McDavid, all those guys, brains they're going at. Just threw myself in there with those guys because why not?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I and you talk to Blackie about it, and he's just like, oh, I can't, like, I'm on the puck and the two options I have, and he's a little bit different. But yeah, just, I don't know, I played D till I was 11-ish, and then, I don't know, I just got both sides of the game. So, but no, I love to break it down. I think, that's like the fun of it, and seeing it, and then, like I am when you guys interview and stuff, it's like, you got to tip your hat. They're paid to score goals too, and they make mistakes, and you keep going, but it's like every time it goes in, should I have had it? Could I have had it? What could I have done? And then there's just no chance, and that's the game of hockey.
Well, you are awesome for coming on our podcast. Obviously we wanted you because we knew it was going to be outstanding, and you were going to break it down, be real. You're loved in Colorado. I think the fans are absolutely gaga over you, and I know the media loves you. And all the best to Brittany and
social media darling.
Yeah, social media darling. Yeah,
somebody's got to be.
Well, it's funny. Like as soon as I got here, they're like, "Do you want it?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And then like the other night, McNicholas was like, "I got no one for in between periods. Like, Wedgie, you want to do it?" And I was like, forget it. I just told him nobody. I'm like, "You can call. I don't care. I'm not playing. I'll talk."
Buddy,
I want to get back on during the game. That was fun.
Where did we sit next to each other?
That was unbelievable. By the way,
San Jose.
When you were talking during the game on the broadcast, like when we had the headset on the bench, that was unreal. It sucked because they scored a goal against
it's like bad
Blackie, but it was so cool just listening to you talk during the game and just even give insights as like to what you're seeing right then and there. Like it was awesome. So yes, we got to get you back on it.
Yeah, I was in San Jose when you were talking about jersey sales, and I was like, "Am I 5 or whatever it was? Am I am I top 5?" Like they just didn't want to put me in there. Actually, I don't know. I keep giving it to the stores.
Altitude would show a replay, right? So I went to Wedgie's right, and they would show a replay, and so he's got to kind of lean over, and he's breaking it down. Like he's literally like, "Well, look at this. They're going to review this," and sure enough, it all happened. So he's got a great eye for the game, but it's so cool to have
my
that
own
perspective of having him right there.
Yeah, like the Manning cast or whatever. Do something like that. Just be like,
the Wedgie cast.
I don't know what we'd call it, but
I just want to point out this is what happened to that headset. Just in case anyone was curious after the game. I don't know.
Wait, the game that I wore it?
Yeah, I don't know what happened on the bench after you were done with it, but that's someone stepped on it.
Right, if you say what I think you're going to say, it's going to make me laugh.
I know because I did see what happened. You guys came out for the start of the third, and it caught on somebody's skate coming out of the bench, and like 5 guys ran over it.
I thought you were going to say we were going to get like a stick smack, and it's just that was the piece. A Val or Nate Tomahawk just took it apart.
Say, we all know who's smashing the stick if that was the case.
Honestly, we've got a few guys. I've got shrapnel everywhere on that bench. The first time I was here, actually, was like, I honestly think it was the first game I backed up against Edmonton when you traded for me. Mikko came off and was looking at the iPad, and he was not happy with the shift and just slammed it and just shattered the screen. And I was like, oh my God, like that's like, $400 or whatever. And then I like picked it off the ground. He went out and I like handed it to the equipment guy. I'm like, what happens there? He's like, they'll deduct it, but whatever. I'm like, really? Like they'll make him pay for that? But he would just like completely shatter. And I was just like, damn, like I don't even have an iPad. Like, need one of those, but passionate group for sure.
Awesome. Yeah.
Well, thanks. We're going to wrap it up. Wedgie, thanks so much for coming on, buddy.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, say hi to the family. Man. Best of luck late January. Can't wait to see what it is.
Can't wait to see the helmet. Yeah, can't wait to see the helmet.
Yeah, that should be hopefully the next couple days. I've been looking for it. So my wife's been like, can we tell anybody? Like, the people that need to know, but we did it in Dallas with the Baby Peach and Mario Kart. So now we got to upgrade it with the dogs pulling sleds and whatnot. So it'll be cool. But yeah, no, I love the one I have now and then the Nordiques. So it works.
Sick.
It's awesome.
All right, thanks buddy.
Boys.
Thanks,
Wedgie.
Well, that was pretty
Fellas,
sweet.
What is the number one
that was
thing?
Awesome.
What is the number one thing you guys took away from that interview?
Can I just say that is the amount of thought that goes in to everything, the memory and the thought that goes into everything. Unreal.
Is that where you're at, Johnny? Hey, Johnny.
I mean,
do you find that like even I have forgotten and you talk to Wedgewood, and it immediately comes back, is to where you had to take your mind to play an NHL game. Like the level of mental intensity, but clarity at the same time. You almost forgot where we had to go.
Yeah, and yes, like that was kind of, I touched on it a little bit, but like you're fighting constantly to keep bad shit out, right? And that's before you even set foot on the ice. When you set foot on the ice, it's actually like easy, right? You just play.
Freeing.
But it's like the lead up, and as a goaltender, I cannot even imagine. Because I had demons. Like, I would sleep for 20 minutes at pregame nap, and I would wake up, and then I'm like, well, fuck. Ovechkin's over there, and I'm on the penalty kill on the right side. So I got to eat that all night. And if I don't eat it, it's going in, right? And it's like, because I'm screening the goalie at that point, and I'm not doing him any favors. So I got, like, but it's like, and then, well, what if I make a pass through the middle in shift one? And then then you're just like that. I mean, that's like the shit that can get into your head. And the best days are the ones that you don't have that shit going through your head. And then you step on the ice and you're like, yep, we got the legs, head's in a good place. You know,
I mean, he was talking about,
got paid this morning.
He was talking about trying to make 40 saves. And he's like, well, hang on a second. I got to make 8 before I can make 40. And he was talking about purpose and power. Like, he doesn't want to give the power away to the music. He does, he takes he's not going to give his power to a certain song or whatever. His power is all about what he can control.
It's
I had like 5 questions written down. I could have asked him 15 more. At least. And just like, oh yeah, this. Oh yeah, that. Oh, like, I mean, I think he's destined for some cool shit after he's done with hockey.
He would be a great guy to sit around a campfire and shoot the shit with.
And have a little bit of the rouge.
Hey, and I want to close on that one thought with the mental aspect. And I think this is just a learning lesson for young athletes and for all the fans, is all you see are great physical specimens, right? Doesn't matter the sport. But the truly great players have the greatest minds, or have taught themselves how to be great through their mental capacity. That 100%. Is just such an underrated, untalked about thing.
Well, and
you know what?
That's all I got. Riker, to that point, I think of like Tom Brady and Peyton Manning and Michael Jordan and these guys that just never allowed themselves to come down, right? They were
Nathan McKinnon.
Nathan McKinnon,
here's another
exactly. Kyle Keefe, after he lost Mr. Mustang at 9 years old and then won it from 10 to 19.
I was going to say, think of Mark Mosier. Mark Mosier is an absolute garbage man. As soon as that puck drops, he turns on a switch. I don't think there's anybody better in the game. Or Riker,
he pulls out the Ferrari.
Riker, you get to experience on a nightly basis. The crate, like I almost feel like you see it so often that it's like it's amazing, but it's not amazing. I remember, like, I had never done color until Thanksgiving of last year.
Yeah.
Right? And they were like, hey, we want you to try color. And I did 2 games. And Riker pulled me aside beforehand. He goes, wait until you see Moshe and what he's able to do. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then I got up in the booth. And first of all, I'm shitting my pants, right? Because I have never done color before. I've done analysis with Keefe, and you lob me softballs over and over and over again.
But you've shit your pants lots of times with me.
I mean, I've definitely been nervous.
No, I meant actually shit your pants with me. You've shit your pants.
Nobody shits their pants like you,
stay off of the poop, Kiefer.
Sorry. I'll have Vic send me the video. If we need to go down that road.
Okay, go, Johnny. I want to hear this.
So, but anyways, game 1, I finished. I was pouring sweat. I was like this. Like, I was all over the map. And I got done, and I texted Riker, and I was like, I have never been more amazed at a human being's ability to understand everything that's going on in front of him, but also, like, be aware of the text message that's coming through. Like, like, the guy is an absolute beast.
He can
and
shop
he's so
on
good at
Amazon.
what he does.
text,
Yeah.
chew, make fun of people in the crowd, and call a hockey game at the same time.
He can buy a used car from the state of Washington.
Yes.
Whilst calling the game.
Yeah.
It's
The man
amazing.
is an absolute specimen when he steps into the broadcast booth.
There's 20 minutes till puck drop, and for whatever reason, we're not in any of the pregame show, and we've got nothing to record. He looks at me. We got 20 minutes max. He's like, Rikes, what am I going to do? I got nothing to do. What am I going to do? I'm going to go for a walk. So he leaves and goes for a walk around the top of the concourse on the road, on the rink. He did this in Nashville. Then he comes back up 4 minutes to puck drop, puts a headset on, and the Ferrari comes out, baby, and he just
It's
rolls.
crazy.
It's
Yeah.
wild. Here's
It's like the guy drives a garbage truck to work, gets in a Lamborghini during work, and then skips home with one leg in his pant and the other one around a Miller Lite and a fucking shot of J-Mo.
He rides bareback home, Keefer.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, there it is. He swims bareback home in the Olympics.
That's right.
Swims bareback home. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Good show today.
Rex, how are the teeth feeling?
The lip's coming back, and right now I have no pain.
Nice.
So
Can you do this,
what's
Riker?
it-
Can you do this? Pull one of your hairs out. Tighter on
Yeah.
your chin.
Weird.
Pull it out. Tie it to
Keefer's
this
a human
dude.
party trick, eh?
He isn't. He's a what? Like so. He stayed. When we went to Bali, or no, where did we go? Oh, we went to Kansas, the golf trip. He stayed at my house. He did party tricks for 2 hours straight for the girls.
Yeah, Keefer. We always say the fact that Survivor didn't take you was the biggest
That's
mistake
amazing.
that show has ever made.